Hello, and welcome to another episode of I Should Have Been a Lawyer. I think this is number 4, and I sped up the video a little bit. It was 51 minutes, I believe, and I know there might be audio echoey problem. Oh, kitty. You should just be grateful you can hear instead of complaining all the time. Now that that's out of the way, I was just drawing a comic, trying to do one panel comics, or at least get the hang of doing that. Sometimes the ideas just don't come, or I just don't put enough energy into it, whatever. And I was wanting to talk about something that was on Corn-Fed with Dalton Pruitt and his co-host Dave, right? And also, there's March on the bpnmalt.com and get a mouse pad like this. I drew that. Beautiful. And one thing that they were talking about was value, and I guess I'll just put my 2 cents on it. That value is changed from person to person. We all got a truth, but everyone's truth is different, and you just got to follow it and learn as you go. That's all what life is. But they were talking about gold or whatever, and it's like I can't do nothing with gold. The only thing I can do with gold is like make a necklace out of it. And I don't know exactly the properties of gold to, if it has energy. A lot of these stones and everything, they say it can help with blood pressure and, all that. And that's only if you believe that sort of stuff. If you don't believe it, it doesn't work for you. You're not going to open up that path and to go down there. So the only thing I could do is make a necklace out of it, or that's all I know. It's shiny. That's it. The only fact that someone else values it and will give you money for it is completely up to them and what they value it, and etc. and so forth. And just because someone says something doesn't mean it's true. Just because you could get money for it, what are you going to do with the money? I can't really do much with money except pay my bills. The best thing to do is actually give it to someone else who needs it more than I do. So value doesn't make sense when you think of it like that. There's only one. We got to at least agree on what is valuable, and that should be food, water, shelter, clothes, and entertainment, art. You might say that last one is not necessary for a productive human life, but it kind of is. If you hunt and all that, and you make clothes, or you make a pottery, whatever, you're eventually going to paint it or make a design out of it instead of just being plain. Just because you got time, you might as well do it. Ain't much else to do, and that's just it. We've been doing it for millions of years, for however long you think humans are. Like, we tell stories, that's entertainment, and we just need to have a little bit of fiction. So just the fact that someone else values it does not mean it's valuable to you or to me. I like paper. A lot of people probably don't even touch paper anymore. People like video games for some reason. You can only play a video game. Sure, some of the stories are good, but for the most part, it's all about, player versus player stuff online, playing with your friends on, having fun. And that's, if you want to have fun that way, go have fun that way. As long as you're not causing violence and stealing or threatening violence, then, do whatever you want. That's my philosophy. So it's just, as soon as someone else says what is valuable, and you start to think that way and do the things, then you're being programmed to do someone else's bidding and live the way their life says you should live. You should live your life the way you say you should live. And so, I don't believe in crypto. I don't believe in gold or whatever. I don't want it. if you just left me alone, I could probably live. But no, the bills have to be paid. That's the only reason why I need money. That's it. And your bills need to be paid. That's the only reason why I need money to give to you as well. It's just so weird that just because everyone does something, I have to do it too. Or, society says we do this way. That's Confucianism. Confucianism, it sounds good sometimes to think about others and society, yes. But I'm a Taoist, you have to fix yourself before you fix others. If you can't fix yourself, you're damn sure not going to be able to fix others. This is, it just proves that no one's reading books anymore. All these things we were talking about in the news, whatever, which I don't even know why people believe the news anymore. They've been lying to you before. I don't know why they would stop now. But in the new people, everything's been written in a book before. We've already figured this out years ago. And the fact that no one is remembering their history is why we're doing it again. And, it's collectivism. It's not bad all the time. I guess I don't know where I'm going to find people who think like me. Probably not. But that's not even the point. Like, I don't even want that. Like, think like yourself. I want something different. Individualism. You got to be different. Don't be the same. It gets really boring really quick. So, what's valuable to one? Some people like dogs, some people like cats. You can't make everyone get a cat. You can't make everyone get a dog. Now, you should get a pet. But you can't help everyone. Yada yada, Anyway, so just because everyone's doing it don't mean I gotta do it. Not to mention I got a cat, and that's one reason why the videos take longer. I always gotta put up the cat, and I try not to. She can leave me alone sometimes, but she does this, and she bites my pencils as I'm drawing them. So yeah, I have to put her up. I am working on another drawing. Shout out Sumo Dog, but I always have to put up my kitty. Anyway, so enough of that. I guess one thing I've been wanting to talk about is, of course, movies. Love a movie. And I love finding a good movie on YouTube, for free. And the first movie I'll talk about is called Martyr by Death. It is a 1976, detective movie. But it has everyone's Peter Falk, Peter Sellers, Truman Capote, David Niven, and Truman Capote. I never really knew who that was. Definitely never seen anything he was in. I think I've seen the Philip Seymour Hoffman movie, or some of it. But yeah, he's in it. It's all about a whole bunch of detectives are invited to this mansion to, solve, an impossible, a case. But it's really funny. The whole movie is set up, punchline, the whole way through. They used to know how to make movies. It's super funny. If you get a chance, watch it. Peter Sellers plays a Chinese man, and who has adopted a Japanese son who's an adult, but he's in it. And I guess that's the joke that they just Peter Sellers, they use him for everything, I'm sure. And instead of hiring an actual Chinese person or any Asian, they get him to then they still hired an Asian person. They did anything they wanted to back then. That's for damn sure. But it is funny. It's you gotta watch it. And the other movie I was wanting to talk about that I just watched is Equilibrium, 2002. Christian Bale, Taye Diggs, Sean Bean's in it, William Fechner is in it. And it's, dystopian future, sci-fi, not much sci-fi, but still dystopian future, where the way they get rid of war is by getting rid of emotions. So every that day, everyone's got to take this, some psychoactive compound to they put it in their neck, and it gets rid of their emotions. So everyone's just playing, I guess, and they don't. I really want to know what the universe actually does, because they don't really go into that. People just go to walk and go home, and everything's playing. It shows in the movie that they bond the Mona Lisa and a bunch of other paintings, and I don't know. I guess they just sit home and watch TV, but I guess it's like they don't have emotion, so there's no, they don't laugh or anything, and so they just watch, government propaganda. I don't know, they might exercise. I don't know. I really want to explore this world, but it's Christian Bale. For one, his partner gets emotions. They gotta take him out, but he accidentally breaks one of his vials, so he can't take his medicine. So I guess in that instance, all the emotions come up, and he keeps them, and he stays that way. But it's actually pretty good. The fight scenes were good. If you look up on Wikipedia, they call it I don't know, gun kata, gun karate. It's not in the movie. It's just the director who talks about it in an interview. Anyway, still worth a watch. I'll watch any sci-fi dystopian future movie. And if you noticed, every sci-fi movie, anything that depicts the future, has always got two things in common. Really, it's just dystopian world. It's a mean government. And that's pretty much it. Which I don't know if the collective conscious and the collective subconscious. To me, it's I guess no one believes in the government. No one thinks that it's actually going to walk out fine. Now, I guess in all movies, there's always a happy ending, or sometimes, but something walks out where it's not as bad, but usually not really. Actually, it's 50-50. And if you really think about it, so the collective conscious, and no one has a good idea. No one thinks the future's going to walk out, that just tells you a lot about where we are right now. And we probably should do something about it, but no one knows what and it's really, I'm surprised that everyone loves technology so much. I used to, as a child, video games, computers. I was going to get into, as a child, I was wanting to make video games. And I didn't know how to make video games. I was going to, but I could make a storyline. So I was always destined to be a writer, alt field in some way. But some ways down the line, I just realized computers are just above me, above my pay grade. I don't understand them, don't know how they work. And instead of actually trying to figure it out, I was nope, never mind. I ended up, with drawing, and then I got into music, and I just draw now. But if you think I'll just bring this up. The collective conscious, subconscious, also string theory that I believe it was brought up by Albert Einstein, where he might have said the future can actually talk to us too. The past of course the past talks to us because we lived it, we did it, but apparently the future can too, and I believe that's true. The only way I've experienced that is, I always talk with my hands, and one day I finally, I don't know why, I got sign language book. I want to know sign language. And so I was reading this book and doing it, and then I realized, oh, my future self knows sign language. And this is me fulfilling that. And my future self was saying to me, go get a sign language book and learn sign language. It was very interesting. I never thought of it that way. But it seems like, I don't know, it's almost like I've always been talking with my hands, so I actually know what I'm saying with my hands. You know, and I really just like I just like to know everything. And sign language is just another thing to know. It seems, you know, it might be useful, it might be able to help someone with it. It is, I might make a video on that, or, you know, draw the signs. I don't know, that's about all I can do with that. But, yeah, so it seems like the future is warning us about technology and what we do with it. And my friend's using ChatGPT. I don't like it. It made me very upset. You know, he kept saying tools, you know, things are tools. Like, you know, it's like, well, yeah, a hammer is a tool. It can build a house. It can also bludgeon someone. It's like, you know, free will is a very tricky thing. Someone might do something good, someone else might do bad. The only way I see it is, you know, well, for one, I guess just let everyone do everything, you know. Or two, we got to limit our technology or something. You know, self-discipline is the only way to actually get a nicer society. I don't know. It's kind of where that conversation stops, because you can't really argue with people who like the tool, and I don't know. It's very confusing. Just technology, there's got to be a limit. I don't like knickknacks. Well, I like some knickknacks. I like rocks, and yeah, rocks just stay on the shelf. And I got like a cat dog toy or whatever, but the people sell plastic plants. People buy plastic plants. Why are you doing that to yourself? You're just wasting money. That is my view, but come on. However, what? For one, I don't know. Just buy a painting of it, like draw a picture of a plant. That'd be better. Technically the same, but you know, I don't. Put in the comments what you think about plastic plants, because I can't stand it. Either get a plant or don't. Just what's the deal? See, that's all I'm saying is that company that makes plastic plants shouldn't make plastic plants, because we don't need it. Why are you helping people make the wrong decision? That's my view. We don't need. It's a waste. The only thing I can see plastic being actually useful is very few things. Like maybe the dashboard of a car. Like I guess we can use that for, you know, I don't know what we would. But actually, forget, it's just propaganda, because they can make hemp, a vehicle out of hemp, and all, you know. So we've got microplastics, and everyone's just keep using plastics. It looks like they're going to stay at this rate, and I don't know what we do with it. Make a giant statue of it, or just ship, you know, throw it all into the sun. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm just, things that shouldn't exist shouldn't be, you know, used, and more, you know, we justify it, and no one's stopping it. We just keep using it. I don't know, it gets me heated. Anyway, back to movies. Another movie I saw, I gave a chance, was Fat Man with Mel Gibson and Walton Goggins. What a name. Walton? Well, you know, Waldo, I don't know, Walton? Anyway, it was alright. Not, you know, it wasn't that violent near the end, I guess, but it did have a good premise where, I guess, Walton Goggins is an assassin, a hired hitman, you know, a kid that doesn't get what he wants, gets cold, hires him to kill Santa. And Walton Goggins' character has a vendetta against Santa. They don't really do a good job revealing what happened to him as a childhood. I guess his parents died and, Santa didn't give him back, but then Santa only gives him like a little toy car or something. And to me, I'm like, this is totally justifiable of why he's mad at Santa. You're only going to give him a little, give him something. Can't give him a family, but give him a PlayStation or something. Like, what is that? Anyway, I know I'm picking, splitting hairs or whatever, but I don't know what's nitpicking. I don't know. Anyway, not too bad. I wouldn't say it was worth the watch, but it is okay to watch, to have on in the background and waste your time or misuse your time. I don't know. It was something. It was better than most of the movies I've seen, or most of the movies that comes out recently. I barely watch any movies now that come out. I always make sure to watch everything else that's been out. There's plenty I haven't seen, so I'm trying to catch up. Like Equilibrium, I had never seen that. So I guess I was like 9 or 10 when that came out. Jeez. So yeah, and if you got any more dystopian sci-fi movies that I might not have heard of or seen or just want to talk about for the next video, put them in the comments. I guess this was supposed to be where we go like, share, and subscribe. I don't know why people do that in video. Everyone knows that those are options that they might or might not do. You telling me to do it just makes me not want to do it. It does also, it can remind me to do those things if I mean to do those. Like, here's the plugs. Watch my show. I got a Patreon to give me money, Art of Chris. You find me on, Instagram is the same thing, Art of Chris _ whatever. But join just watch Corn-Fed with Dalton Pruitt. And also the Arena of Ideas. I got a few, I'm a combatant. I can do it. And Panatron. Watch Panatron, watch random videos and play games. He's good at Dark Souls. I got to the first boss, not the very first, the one right after the tutorial. And I'm like, I'm done. This is not a fun game. That's right. That's my hot take in the arena. Dark Souls, not fun. I mean, it's funner than Resident Evil. Dark Souls is just too difficult. People get good. It's like, no, it's a game. It's doing nothing for me. It's not fun. It should be fun, but it's a bunch of BS. Anyway, yeah, that's Resident Evil. Not a good game. Not a good game for many reasons. It's scary. It's 79% of the reason. It's scary. Can't do it. Second reason. Tank controls. And I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and he's like, oh, that adds to it's scary. It's a scary game and it's difficult, especially add to the difficulty of the game. And, whatever. I'm like, well, hey, good job. It does the job. I don't want to play the game. It's difficult to play and it's scary. Boo. Go away. Oh, people who celebrate Halloween. Enough. We get it. You love gore for some reason. It's bad. No. I don't like it. Don't like being scared. There's adrenaline. I always say, oh, you want to get, you really want to get scared, let's drive on the highway and I'll turn my lights off. How's that? Oh no, they don't like real fear, but they want fake. You know, they want the adrenaline to spike for some reason. There's plenty of other ways to do that. Oh, and I don't even know why you'd want to. It's scary. No, I'm out. I don't watch any scary things. People are surprised. It's like, what is? I'm surprised you like it. Go away. Go away. Like people are dressed up as Freddy Krueger and everything. Freddy Krueger is a bad guy, if you know what I mean. It's not why you. No. Anyway, I guess that's my hot take. Resident Evil sucks. Dark Souls is not fun. Fat Man was an okay movie. Equilibrium and Martyred by Death were good movies. And that's it. All right, thanks for watching. I Should Have Been a Lawyer. Stay tuned for next time.